Game 4, guys. Let's get right into it. As usual, Jace Yon, Nico is still banned for Mr. Pucio. As expected, it is his best pick. As I said before, Vi remains banned. Again, the dog, Nefiri, is up.
Like, the most notable pick, you already mentioned it, Rumble pick. I feel like that has to be competitive between both teams, maybe even Daniel for
As Raz mentions, there is Rumble that is still up. Azira's off the table, which C9 gets a win off, or gets a win for having it. Scion ban, interesting. Top lane, it's like Mbessa, and the Rumble is up. But the only thing is like, there's not as many good jungle picks to go along with it. That's the only thing that kind of sucks by having Rumble, so I'm curious if that's like a bait pick or not. Nefiri. So they prioritize the 80, and so this is probably a better take on it, because personally, what is he gonna take? Like Jarvan? Like what? Sejuani? I guess he would take Sejuani with the Rumble, which is, I guess, is like okay. Not phenomenal, but it's okay. And if they don't take Rumble, then this guy's gonna get it, and you're gonna play one in the top lane versus it. Galio? I mean, you could do that. It's not like my preference, but you could do that. So they're gonna take the Mbessa. So they value the Mbessa because, again, obviously, like, the Rumble is like kind of not a thing for them at this point. So like, yeah, they went Mbessa. And I mean, like, what do you want to take here? Like, I mean, I guess they're taking Sejuani, and then they're gonna play a mage with Loki anyways, to be honest. Ooh, Skarner, interesting. Do I like Skarner more than Seju? I don't know. That's interesting. So they actually don't want to play the Rumble into Mbessa. They don't trust it. And they prioritize the Victor, which, yeah, I mean, these guys are going to play mages, so you'll probably go, what? Play Ori to match? What's better? I think Hwei is actually better, to be honest. For me, at least, I think Hwei is better. Ooh, they just slammed Sivir. Wow, they actually just slammed Sivir. Interesting. What are they worried about in bot lane? MF? Vayne? Doesn't really play Vayne. Jinx. They're afraid of matching scaling? I mean, Braum is like the main pick left in bot lane. Of course, them having... Also, Rakan is still up, by the way. So are they just gonna XR? Because XR is actually good into Mbessa Skarner, by the way. It's not like... And it's like fine into Sivir. So they kind of need to take their mid here, which... They didn't even ban any mids. They literally didn't care if, like, what mids they could pick.
That is true.
No. Silas? No. No way. Is that actually the pick? Skarner, Silas, Mbessa into a Shen. Now you definitely just playing Xayah. Like, Xayah Rakan is like the most obvious slam I've ever seen in my life. It's the most obvious slam in my entire life. Braum. What the fuck? Why would you play Braum? I know they're playing a bunch of melees, but it's like, oh god, this is so stupid. Why would you play Cog Braum? I feel like this is just such a tragedy, because, like, what are they gonna take if you take Rakan? Like, honestly, like, with Sivir, like, what are you gonna take? Thresh? Braum yourself? Okay, cool, you're playing Braum and the Rakan, I don't care. Personally, from this draft, I feel like the bot lane picks were not it. Like, these were not good. This was good. This was good. This is, like, okay. I don't mind it in the end. I mean, you're playing for, like, your bot lane to scale and be like the boys, right? But personally, when I see an all melee topside with just like a random Sivir, to me, that's like not really that threatening at all. But okay.
Sever like user spells back, but I think Ogma's gonna win those trades. Wait, what's your favorite draft? I know it's a little strange going into I'm happy to get Spike in this draft. I feel like they have like a strong early game, and then they've got like a nice scaling lane. I always prefer the draft. Like whenever I always want to really side. Like has to do well, and they can't hold line, or else you just don't follow the game. Yeah, and my side locked in for a long time. That you already have the jungle there. I was really concerned that now you're going into that comp, which
I mean, they could do some cute things level 1. For sure, also, like, FlyQuest could fish through the line brush with Braum Cog and catch someone unaware. The other side has good wall hopping, which I don't know if they're really going to do that because it's against a Braum, and if like you just run into them, it's like pretty GG, especially if you use your spell to hop over.
Really good in Gen games because you can steal United, you can deal with and respond very easily with that. That being said, there's not really a lot of great ultimates besides that. Victor is fine. Neferi is nothing. Kog'Maw is essentially nothing. It's like there's not the most variety they can really take from. MSI versus Shen, I do really like Shen in this matchup. I do think it's very Shen favored in other levels. We're talking about it. You get good position on your blade, and you're able to really kind of always have to push early.
Really, an early ward on the right line. I guess he did it so he could zone Loki a little bit if it looked good.
It's hard to prepare. We just have to get creative and trust that we're going to get times that we don't have the best practice sometimes. It's just the nature of heroes and what makes it.
Abessa has no ward, so she's prone to being ganked. Flabber's doing a very... Or sorry, Inspired's doing a reverse clear. Interesting. Super spicy top. And he knows this. Ooh, what the fuck? Ooh, this is super spicy. That actually worked, huh? Did they even have vision to know where Skarner started? Oh, they kind of did, because Skarner for some odd reason is showing...
Good position matchup.
It's just for some reason Skarner's sitting in the left line, so he knows for sure that Skarner started top side. Like he knows for certain he started top side. And for them, they know that Neferi's probably gonna add back top, right? Because like, oh well, he did wolves into raptors, and then he has to go back up for his like camps, right? And I have clear priority on top, I have priority on mid, so I'm not gonna drop anything if I do this play.
He said he's one of those big carry threats. Inspired is right down to bot lane though, early gank.
Yeah, Busio flashes forward to immediately get the auto attack on Sven. Starts.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely dead. He's definitely super dead, and nothing he can do about that. I guess they just pushed right away, and then Whippo...
Seeing if he can fuck quite enough damage.
Unfortunately, the problem with this play is that Whippo traded so hard top that this play is like not really the greatest, because even though your top camps are safe, this guy is like kind of screwed if anything happens here, right? Like he goes in here, and that I mean, like honestly, maybe he actually could be okay, because he should just taunt away, and he should flash, maybe. And maybe this would be okay. I don't know, that's pretty rough for Shen though. Really rough. Ward on Raptors.
So that is something working for him. Maybe see how Bo builds. People do really love that. It is very strong, but one thing you have to mind, it takes so long to get there, and a lot of opponents are OP. You still get a lot of long swords, not 80 ceilings in the kit for Shen. So a lot of the Shen actually do some relationship bombings into dead ends, especially in a situation like this where they're already a little bit behind. So you see that bombing really clear.
Despite them dying, because of the pathing choice that Inspired took, it still requires him to... Okay, what are we doing there? I think they're expecting Shen to hit 6, and this is why they're even being as aggressive as they are in this situation. Whipple's getting like some pretty solid trades. Of course, if he got hit by that Q2, like, yeah, it probably would have been pretty even. But Busio's going this deep, I assume, again, because, like I said, they're expecting Shen 6. But he kind of just dies before it happens.
And they get a kill on top of it. Inspired wanted to jump in there and try to get something back, but the damage is not there. Masu's still firing. Vulcan wants to try to get away, but it ain't gonna work. He dies. Loki dies. Everybody's dying as Blabber wanted to make a
wow. Is that the ball game? Because, like, he goes in too deep, just dies, and technically at this point they should just run. Like, or they should just chase the Kog'Maw down, right? Like, don't run this way, just like, everyone runs this way, maybe this guy runs this way, right? maybe screw this, maybe it goes this way. And just run into Masu, and that's it. I mean, to be honest, this guy actually should pop Ghost and just keep running at him. And call it a day.
The Drake is already secured.
Blabber, like, going into this guy was pretty awful. And then, yeah, no one's really focusing the Kog'Maw, so... So the Kog'Maw has 3 kills, he's massive. Sivir's gonna do this wave. Sylas covers the bot wave. The Kog'Maw can now go into mid or top. One of the two, preferably top, in preparation for grubbies. So he went mid because the server's still mid, which is fine. Oh wait, no, he's bot lane still. He based and walks bot lane, so they don't want to play for this. They want to keep the Shenar on top, sack the grubbies, and play to dive the server and accelerate the Kog'Maw more. I mean...
step there to avoid the public execution. C9 continuing to move forward. Whippo just dance circles around the first. He sidesteps the vessel, then he backsteps the Scarlet Tail. Whippo survives.
I mean, I guess. So these guys are gonna push bot and actually full shift up. But if they're doing this, technically... Ooh, wow, they actually get it like that, huh? Wow. The thing is, if they kill the Shen here, the Shen still has TP, so there's still a chance that, like, oh, we burn Skarnar, like, we can't actually, like, make this play work.
In this series, because they only need one more game. Cloud9, though, still focused, and they're going for a topside play.
He missed. Oh my god. Okay, so this play is actually good if he hits the R, right? Like, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, they will kill him. It'll not be a bad play, but yeah, he kind of whiffed it, and then he whiffed this, but he had flash, so like honestly, it probably was not going to get a kill anyways. And all Inspire did was just clear his camps, and the bot lane is just balling, like they're not doing anything. So he gets full grubs for pretty much the errors of C9 top jungle.
I get the grubs. That is so good for Fury, for Inspired here. So back to the Kog'Maw problem, though, that is still going to be the biggest issue.
Yeah, that is going to be the thing is, I think more for quad in just about the exact same right now.
Kog'Maw Braum, huh? It's definitely a G2-esque, like, duo lane. I mean, they're notorious for playing this, and, like, getting a lot of value out of it. And I can see how it can be really obnoxious for Sivir. But of course, at a certain point, Sivir will just shove the wave, and, like, the strength of you as Kog'Maw Braum is, like, kind of just eliminated. And all C9 is doing is just focusing the Shen. And I guess the idea is just that, you know, well, the Shen has R, if we don't do this, you know, yada yada yada, it's bad. Shen knows 100% that this guy's coming top. And he just burned his taunt going forward. And yeah, he kind of just didn't really expect anything, and he just died. Which is like, cool, I guess. I mean, I don't know what Blippo's doing. Blippo literally, if Blippo just chills out a bit more on weak side, like, I mean, your Kog'Maw's 4-0. Like, stop doing what you're doing. So they swap, which is interesting, I guess, but like these guys have grubs and the Fury is pathing to bot. So for me, I feel like this is just like not a optimal swap.
Is down to 1 current shots and the full damage from the Shen combo with the Q. That means
they're doing this just because they have Shenar.
That's a PvP right there, Flowers.
Okay, there you go. That counts. Love of the game. Just for the love of the game, as immediately the public execution from Thanatos jumping in after quad, but he's already used the Chaos Storm to try to protect himself, and Whippo's joining up here with the rest of the team. A nice double impale from Blabber to guarantee that Loki's able to...
The Fury has R this entire time.
PvP right there, Flowers.
Okay, there you go. That counts. Love of the game. Just for the love of the...
Personally, I feel like Nefiri shouldn't just pop W. I know he's doing it for the damage, but I feel like assuming his... I don't know if his Q's up either, because, like, he should just Q, or he should just E on top of Sylas and start, like, DPSing him versus taking the time to do a second on W. Does nothing with it. And obviously, if he had W, he could have just dodged this, and they would have been like big chillin', you know? Like, this actually would be a play if he didn't W that way, but he did. So it's a mistake by Inspired. And unfortunately for them on mid, like after they commit this play, yeah, the Rakan actually shifts down to follow the play, and the play actually extends just long enough for him to do something. Like at this point they need to run, but Whipple's kind of just getting CC'd and he has no flash, like it's not up yet. And they end up losing. Of course, the Kog'Maw is mining the bot plates like big time, so I mean, they're still benefiting from the play, but it's like, this kind of sucks that you just gave something over like that, and the Shen's in the gutter. I mean, yeah, the Shen's definitely in the gutter at this point in the game.
Both teams do want to really pressure for it. Zen here off to a good start and has quite a lot of gold. Has kept up very close to Monster. Got 4 early kills. He has more farm, got those plates. So Zen is scaling really well here also. And he does this big front line create phase form. Monster though, at 14 has a 200 gold lead. Has put up some good damage. Has those 4 kills. That's why you beat that. It's going on in the comp player's brains. I feel like every time there you go. Good soundboard that one.
Meanwhile, Nano's actually the biggest marker on the Rift. He's the one that's going to the most PvP with his 1,000 gold lead on Mbessa. And now he's just getting level 11, so you got your rank 2 ultimate. Love seeing some solo with that champ. Meanwhile, the Black gets locked up here in mid lane.
Hammer's getting shredded. He flashed up all trying to stay alive.
On the Rift, he's the one that's going to the most PvP with his 1,000 gold lead on Mbessa. And now he's just sitting his level 11, so you got your rank 2 ultimate.
What is Blabber doing here?
Meanwhile, Nano's actually the biggest marker on the Rift.
Like, you got the mid wave, you clear the vision, he cleared your pink, that sucks. He clears this ward, he doesn't need to sit in river, like there's no point of sitting in river. Like none.
Love seeing some snowball with that champ. Meanwhile,
yeah, he just starts getting blasted and
getting shredded. He flashes over the wall to try to stay alive. Masu needs a little bit more
doesn't die, but like he loses so much health, so much health.
Blabber escapes.
Yeah, and I'm actually really surprised Loki stole this. Never used it there, so didn't think that was working before.
That sucks. This is kind of a nice rebound play by C9 though. If you look at what happens here,
didn't think that it was
Silas, does Silas have Shenar?
Without him, but that does mean he gets pushed there, and he's gonna actually.
Yeah, he does.
They're going to actually look for a dive with Stand United.
Yeah, Quad is in some trouble here as the 3v1 is going to put him in a real tough spot.
Nice, well played. Very well played by them. So now they definitely give up the Herald, right, for doing this play. They don't have TP on Silas. Like, undoubtedly, they'll give this up. But killing him and taking the turret is, like, a really good way for them to progress. And so I'm definitely down for that kind of play. And, yeah, look at Whipple. Like, he can't do anything. Like, yeah, like, it's... He's in the shitter. Like, the Shen is in the shitter. Like, it is Blippo's fault. It's not like Inspired sacked Blippo. Like, Blippo kind of did this to himself.
Super easy. The response is going to be the
and for FlyQuest, like, they just want to slow things down. Like, they don't want to, like, play super fast. Yeah, the server's going to stall on wave clear, but, like, you'll just farm the dragons 24/7 for your comp because of, like, it's Braum Kog'Maw. Like, Braum Kog'Maw who are actually ahead. Like, look at the work they're doing. Like, Skarner's like, here's the Kog'Maw.
Easy.
Like, the server's taking the wave. I really don't think Loki should even be going in, to be honest. Like, these guys are going through mid first.
The response is going to be the Rift Drop play in mid lane, but
also, I don't know why Victor's actually going through mid here. Victor should definitely just be like bot to receive the wave. So Quad puts it in error. This guy initiates. If you want to say this is a good play, I mean, it's okay, but like Loki does have to lead.
Their way down into the fight to try to protect their mid laner, but they've got to be careful because Blabber and Vulcan are also ready to contribute. Loki's still alone right now, but Thanatos has joined the party. This guy,
nice fucking boost you are.
To try to protect himself from.
This is really awkward, isn't it? I don't think Victor should be here. Victor should definitely be bot. They have Mbessa TP, so you don't want to do anything aggressive. Like, the second he dies... Yeah, I mean, the second he dies, you just need to play to recover lanes correctly. So they don't do that. Like, you definitely don't Herald. Like, you definitely just let the Herald crash as is. Don't touch it. And Inspire should already be going through bot with the Victor or something like that to cover, so no one's with this guy yet. So I don't think what Quad's doing is actually... Okay, what he did is not what I like, but he should have someone with him because Herald crashing mid is useless. So it's not really his fault that this shit is like, okay, like it's partially his fault, right? But it's not like fully his fault that this is happening. So now Loki's play ends up being a lot better. And then Masu, who's like kind of soloing, like screwing these guys over, he probably should know he needs to get the hell out of here. Like, he's really trying to min-max like the damage. But, like, It's pretty spooky.
Join the party. This guy's the
Really good
problem.
Brahmar.
And he
Really,
contributes.
really good Brahmar.
He's still alone right now, but Thanatos has joined the party.
Damn, dude, that's such a good Brahmar.
This guy's the problem.
But Silas is able to get a Q2, and he kind of splashes right into him.
Have to scatter. Monster tries to flash back over the wall and barely stays alive, but C9 dog piles in and guarantees the Kog'Maw's gone. Thanatos backs back away, nearly survives.
Very messy by C9 still.
As a mute, Loki's still alone right
Like,
mid laner.
if you're looking at this situation, Loki already did more than enough. I'm cool with Thanatos pressuring in. Also, when the TP's coming in, like, obviously Sivir's disconnected, so
to try to protect their mid laner, but they've got to be careful because
I'm trying to see how long they can stay in this fight.
Blabber and Vulcan are also ready to contribute.
Sivir should just... Does Sivir have R?
Thanatos is careful. Storm, Busio, and Masu making their way down into the fight to protect their mid laner, but they gotta be careful because
I think it's up
Blabber
now,
and
and like they should be pressing like Sivir R now, and she should be ghosting, and they should be full sending it while they can.
to contribute. Loki's still alone right now, but Thanatos has joined the party. This guy's the problem.
No one can follow this guy. And Ambessa doesn't have R yet.
Have to scatter. Monster tries to party. This guy's the problem. As immediately he's still alone right now, but Thanatos has joined the party. This guy's the
I don't know why.
problem. So ready to contribute. Loki's still alone.
I'm trying to
right
watch
now,
Sven.
Thanatos has
And so Sven is here, right? And he throws a Q.
joined the party.
I don't like that he's not just like he should just stand here, no? And just like he could be hitting this guy already, technically. Like he should have Ghost activated and he could just be wailing on people. And he should be doing some fat damage. Like nobody's gonna hurt him. Nobody's gonna hurt him. So Sven's like really dropping the ball in this fight. Loki's doing a good job. I like what he's doing. Vulcan just doesn't have flash, so it's just kind of awkward. And they couldn't, like, unfortunately, they can't reach Kog'Maw because he has flash. So like, it's not like he could just pop R and like try to W, right? Like you can't do like RW towards the Kog'Maw because he'll flash, and if he flashes, well, now we just burn TP and like that's the play. And they could still technically fight you after it, after all of it. Unless you think getting the flash is worth it. Yeah, they're just a little late. And then once you get to this section, you know, Ambessa R does come up eventually. Goes in. He tries to extend it. And at this point, he needed to just hit the people on the right versus like trying to go for the victor.
And guarantees the over the wall and barely steps immediately. FlyQuest have to scatter. Monster tries to flash back over the wall and barely.
The Sivir has flash, by the way. I'm just saying this entire time the Sivir has flash, and she probably could have also finished out the fight that way too. And they didn't. So, yeah, I do think Sven kind of drops the ball on actually like winning out. And as long as that's the case, like they're gonna heavily depend on top mid to do it.
I mean, the thing is, it's not the only one. Definitely helping the stage of the game, but you just do not win from clips. Basically, until forever, you're pretty much losing this 1 once you're way ahead. And you can see he was not ahead. He was way behind. There's a big advantage with all the help they got for him. He got completely on top of that clips is completely possible when he found 2 levels as well. So we'll just try to push waves and hope the team can do things elsewhere.
And Willow right now doesn't have his own ultimate, but he's facing Loki 1v1, so Loki could take his ultimate and actually cover that timer instead and kind of flip the script on that cooldown. Doesn't look like there's going to be any extra pressure. Anyone stepping out from towers though on the side of FlyQuest, they don't want anyone else to be in danger.
Really see where Mossy goes to build, of course. Later room game, great, always in there. And does he just go straight up tank after that? Does he continue to build more damage? 3 of the tanks on people go 2 and they still build a little bit tank right there. And just try to survive the dive with the process of counters. We feel that both is going to be enough to keep me going. And then there's also the middle options where you go. Let's tanking with the items, so we'll be interested to see how it goes. Okay, what we got here? More timers with like 15 seconds on the icon. I feel like last game I cursed it a little bit by saying it looked like FlyQuest shouldn't be able to force the icon. 20 minutes of the game, they get a huge fight against C9. They bring the game back in their own favor. Take the icon there. It's 3 games out of 3. The FlyQuest have got a very early icon in this series. We'll see if they can manage to pull off something similar here again. Because right now, it's C9 with control over the top side where the icon has spawned. Phantos is very close so many times. The icon is going against
Yeah, but doesn't his ultimate up and available at the moment, so he's pushing on bottom side. They want him to go take the tower first, but C9 force.
Okay, FlyQuest step up here. C9 total control of the icon.
So they're just pulling this straight up. They have last stand. No flashes on the carries, and they have dude. Okay, this is a mega fight for them. I guess I should say that it is nice to see them pulling because Hog no flash, Braum no flash. Literally, okay, this is a fight that FlyQuest should not take ever. There's a massive flash diff, like going into this fight. Massive. And like you can't afford to have a lot of casualties because of that. And I'd rather like honestly giving Otacon is perfectly fine. So let's see. Inspired goes in and he starts getting shredded. Okay. Somehow 3 people got Skarner Ard. Oh, because of Flash. So they got all Skarner Ard because of Flash. We got Mbessa R on Masu. Now they're trying to scramble and get out of this situation. And the server's kind of just railing on everyone. Railing on literally everyone. Where's the Silas? Now the Silas comes from behind, starts stunning. But honestly, really, like, yeah, it's just a flash diff, I told you. Like, it's the kind of fight that just is a nightmare. A nightmare to try to play out. And Inspired's like just like fucking with the Rakan because like he semi can. And then Masu's just getting way too close. Like Masu just has to respect that he has flash, right? That's literally it. And so Masu should be running into Vulcan because technically these guys are also semi-inting. Like they could definitely run up here and start fucking with these guys. But again, just keep in mind, they can always wrap this way. Silas is coming from behind. It's just hard. It's really hard to plan this. It's super hard to plan this on their side. So Skarner used Flash, and Silas used Flash, and Best used Flash, but they still hold on to Rakan Flash for an engage. But this Dragon is doable to fight across everyone. It is doable to fight. But yeah, the Shen is in the shitter. He's super useless. The Kog'Maw is still strong though, same with the Victor, so it's a very doable fight.
So, looks like as soon as they call Black,
so these guys decide to not go through mid. Like they could go through mid now, technically. The Victor should shift over. The Shen should just be bot. He shouldn't be grouping with them. I know he has like he doesn't have Shen R, but like personally like he's sack shit. So like just take the wave and TP to them or something. I don't know. Like that would be better. But we're gonna go through bot as a team, waiting for Shen R. Don't have Shen R.
Okay. Lucio not gonna hit anything there with a winner's bite. Blabber set up for position over the.
Honestly, the problem is that Masu is contesting this so far forward, and he's not supposed to be the person who's hitting the wave. The person who's supposed to be hitting the wave is Victor, because he can just laser this one time, and it's dead, right? Like, he'll just kill all this. And, like, he can contest it from here. Masu has to walk all the way up here to contest this, and he's... Look how far up he is. And so they realize it. They realize this guy's inting, and they go. And so Shen needs to flash. The Shen needs to TP right away. It's a little bit slow, but I mean he's reacting, right? Blabber goes in. They try to chase Masu. He has to flash away. Then they're pulling back. The Shen is a small casualty going in. And then while Masu tries to reapproach, boom, Thanatos gets him. And he does a shit ton of damage because he's super fed and he's dead. And that's the fight. And they get cleaned. And that actually is probably the game. Oh, it's not the game. Spooky. But they get the drag. And now, once again, the Kog'Maw has no flash. Victor has no flash. Skarner has flash. So, they're unfortunately in another position where it's like, you gotta be really, really careful with like how you're moving. And again, Masu cannot contest the waves. He's not supposed to be the guy like playing too far forward. So look, wow, awful fucking engage by Mr. Blabberfish. Ugh, Moss was able to walk out of it. Of course, if he gets hit by this shit, guess what? Like, Masu's fucked again. Fortunately enough, Masu is able to get away from it. Problem. Even though Masu is able to get away from it, like, it's fucking hard. I mean, and so again, like their comp is not really that great at defending a Kog'Maw. Like obviously him being ahead, like they could have snowballed it that way. But the Mbessa should not be as far ahead as it is, so they have a lot of like latching, and the game's over now. Like it's just he needs the flash to play the game, and when he doesn't have flash, he can't play the game because his other members are too weak. And this Victor build, even though it survives versus Silas, it's pretty negative gaming when behind, and he is behind, so yeah. I mean, Busio had some pretty good Bramars, I will say that. Like, his ultis were pretty on point. It's just Whippo just... It's really stupid, man. I hate to say it, but looking at this game, it's still Whippo. Like, it's still live or die by Whippo. Like, it sounds so annoying that, like, when he's on, the team is excelling. When he's off, the team is doing horrible. That is, like, kind of how it is. The MVP is probably, honestly, in the end, it probably is Thanatos, because he just absolutely railed the shit out of these guys. And, like, honorable mention is probably I like what Loki was doing. Also, I kind of liked what Busio was doing in this game. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like he actually had some good moments. Just seems very heavy. But yeah, these guys, I mean, I didn't like the draft in the first place. And personally, I think, like I said, if you played Xayah or Rakan, like, I think it's just, Rakan's just a much better pick for moving with the Naafiri as a carry. And the Xayah would have had hella good options to just rip them apart and not be such an annoying, like, not be such a target compared to the Kog'Maw. And, well, it is what it is. On to the last one.